Hi everyone, I'm Jenna with Brown Dog Craft Company. Today's Thursday, February 5th, 2026, and we're here for Milo's Card Club for January. So we're a little bit late and I'm live but not live. So I'm filming this video live, but it won't be live for you. So normally I don't do this for this class, but we've had a crazy past couple of weeks with Milo, and then we had some sickness that hit us, and it pretty much went through the entire family, taking us out one at a time, one by one, until everybody was out, and it was awful. Let me just say that. It was an awful couple of weeks. So, excuse me if I cough every once in a while. I know it's really annoying. But yes, so okay, we're gonna make 4 cards for Milo's Card Club. Milo's Card Club is the monthly subscription class, and it's $45 per month. You get all the supplies you need to make 4 cards, and you get a written PDF guidebook. It's emailed to you, and I also print a copy and put it in your card kit for you. You get a full pack of embellishments. This month's is the Earthy Matte Dots. It's the Hobby Haven suite. So these are the embellishments that come in that suite. And then you normally get a quarter pack of DSP, but this month you get a half pack of DSP. And then you get like your card bases and your card mats, and you get ribbon. The ribbon is this green chevron ribbon. It's really pretty. So you get enough ribbon to make your cards plus some extra. And you get lots of extra DSP. And I try to stick to just one bundle. So you don't need to have the bundle that I use. If you want to make the cards exactly how I make them, you'll want to pick up the bundle, but you don't need to. You can use any bundle that you have already in your stash. So this month we're using Creative Haven, and this is all an online exclusive. So all that means is that you won't find it in a printed catalog anywhere, but pretty much everything is online, right? They're all sort of online, maybe not exclusives, but they're all online items. So this is something that you'll find in the online exclusives section of the Stampin' Up! Website. So let me think what else. I will be live tomorrow, Friday, February 6th, and that will be for the coffee and cards. So coffee and cards, I'm generally live on Fridays. And what are we using tomorrow? Dream Team. And Dream Team is a little sneaky preview of the new online exclusives coming out for March. So I think this online exclusive released back in November, and then there were more online exclusives in January, and then a ton more online exclusives that are coming in March, and they're really cute. Like, I'm telling you, they're like the cutest online exclusives I think I've ever seen. So, and I've heard a few other people say that too. So Dream Team is a stamp set. It's just a standalone stamp set, and it's an online exclusive coming in March. So if you want to get some of these things immediately and you don't want to wait, you can sign up to join my team. We're the Happy Mail makers, and we do just that. We make Happy Mail. We make and send Happy Mail. And I'd love to have you on the team. So if you join the team, you get team perks, discount on your Stampin' Up! Orders, and right now you can get the free Stampin' Positioner. It's only available for new demonstrators. I don't think I'm going to use it today. I think I'll take it on its maiden voyage tomorrow when we're live. So we're going to make 4 cards today. Let's jump right in. This is what they look like. They're all fun folds, and 2 of them fold this way, these 2, and then 2 of them, it's the same fold, but they open up instead of sideways. Okay, so there's that one. And then this one. So feel free to change out the patterns. You have a whole bunch of DSP, and you can change out any pattern that you'd like. Okay, so in your card kit, you'll have that full pack of embellishments. You'll have your ribbon, and then you'll have your card kits. And your card kits, you get your envelopes too. And then your guidebook is in your pouch also. So sometimes you get a zippered pouch, sometimes you get like a Velcro pouch. It just depends on what I have on hand and what I'm able to get for that month. So in here you're going to have, this was some specialty paper. It's right here. I can't remember what it's called, but it's textured. There's a little bit of a texture to it. So you'll have a sheet of that, a 6x6. I did punch mine with the 3 banner punch. So you're going to have 3 banner punches punched out from there, and they're each The banner punches this once with one go. So you get 3 different banners. We're going to use those on our cards today, so you can set those aside. We are going to do some ink blending on here and do some die cutting. Then you'll have your card bases and your card kits. So these are thick basic white, and they are fun fold. I know it's kind of hard to see the score lines, but they are scored. And then I've got your mats pre-cut and organized by what card they go with. So we'll leave these in order and kind of work top to bottom. And then you'll have all of your DSP. So you get a half a pack of DSP this month, with the exception of there's like a punch out sheet. I did not do the punching outing of those things. So, but you get more paper than you normally would. So you'll get 2 of each pattern. It's literally just a pack cut in half. And I did cut them according, some are landscape and some are like portrait, like depending on which way we're going to do the card. So if you notice that some of your sheets are turned to the side and some are up and down, that's, there's a reason to my madness. So, okay. So let's look at, oh, and if you haven't seen this paper yet, it's darling. It's so cute. I love it. And the back sides are all really cute. They're just like coordinating patterns. Really cute. So we're going to use a whole bunch of this DSP today. Okay, I haven't even crafted yet, and I have a dimensional backing. Let's look at, sorry, someone texted me. Let's look at our first card on the top of our stack. So this is the card that came on the top of my stack. It has 2 mats that are Secret Sea and one that is, oh, that's probably Coastal Cabana. So that's this one. And it's going to be our book pattern. So our book pattern is this pattern right here. And we're going to cut our paper together. And then we also need this like Coastal Cabana pattern. So I'm going to flip this over and grab one of those. Okay, so these are our 2 patterns for this card. And let's see, let's set our mats aside, and then I'll do some measuring, because I don't have my guidebook in front of me, so I don't know what the measurements need to be, but I will figure that out as we go. Okay, so these are slightly different. You're going to have score lines. There's score lines. There's 4 score lines, and they are slightly different. So let me see. This is 2.5, and this is 2 3/4. Let me make sure I have that right. 2.5. Okay, so the top one is the 2.5. So you're going to take your 2, there's 2 portions here. One measures 2 3/4, and one measures 2.5 from the top to the score line. So the one that measures 2.5 is going to be your top. So we're going to take that top score line and fold it back. Okay, and then we're going to do like a Z fold. So the next fold will go back like this, and then the next fold, the 3rd fold, will go like this, and the 4th fold will fold forward. Okay, so here again, this is your 2.5 inch lawn section, and we folded it like this. So it's kind of a Z shape. And then I'm going to reinforce all those score lines. And that's how we're going to fold every single one of these when we get to them. They all fold the same. Okay, so we'll do it 3 more times. I promise by the end you'll be a pro. Okay, so there we go. And hold on, I have to read this message. Okay, so this is the card base, and our mats are going to go like this. So this Secret Sea mat is going to go down here. This mat, it's Coastal Cabana, will go here, and there is a direction to this, so we're going to make sure we have it in the correct direction. And then here's our top Secret Sea mat. Okay, so the Secret Sea mat along the top, so this one is going to measure, I think this one's square. I think this one's 4 by 4. It is. Then we get down to the Coastal Cabana, and it's going to be 4 4 wide by 3.5 tall. So just make sure we have this 4 wide by 3.5 tall. Okay, because, yep, 4 wide by 3.5 tall. Okay, all right, so that's how it's gonna fit in the card. And now we can cut our DSP that goes on top of it. So let's look at the DSP that's gonna go, we're gonna put the book pattern on this piece and on this piece down here. So let me get my trimmer. So our DSP for our book, remember it's in this orientation, so we need it to be 4 tall. And we actually need 2 pieces, so we need to be 4 wide. So let's cut it to 4 wide first. We're gonna have 2 pieces, so one is 4 by 4 and the other is 4. Oh, it'll be, it's smaller because it's our DSP. So it's 3 7/8 wide, 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and then 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. So let's do this way. So we need 3 7/8 tall and 2 3/8 tall. Okay. And then each of these is 3 7/8 inch wide. I'm going to cut them at the same time. You don't need to, but you can. 3 7/8 inch wide. Okay, so these are our 2 pieces. This one goes here, and then this one goes here. And now we need to cut this pattern. And this pattern is also 3 7/8 inch wide, but instead, let's see, it is 3 3/8 tall. So I'm going to cut it at 3 3/8 tall by 3 7/8 inches wide. Okay, and that will go here. All right, let's go through and cut all of our DSP for all of our cards so we can get them all organized. Okay, so next we have this pattern. And remember, our smaller 2.5 inch section is at the top. So that goes this way. Where'd my bone folder go? And then we'll fold back. And then this one goes back. And then this one goes forward. Okay, and this one has garden green and petal pink mats. Did I do that right? Yep. Did I do that one? Yep. There we go. Okay, so we have garden green, petal pink, and garden green. Okay. And this one uses no, that one uses the spa pattern and the petal pink pattern. So here we need spa pattern and petal pink pattern. Okay, so our spa pattern is going to be 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then I think it was 2 5/8. 2 5/8, 2 3/8. 2 3/8. Okay, so then we're gonna do 2 3/8, which is 2 tick marks less than 2.5 there, by 3 7/8. And then our pink pattern is 3 7/8 by 3 3/8. 3 3/8. 3 3/8. Pink pattern, here it is. So 3 3/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so there's our pieces for this card. Okay. All right, so I'm going to set that one here. Okay, next I have the crumb cake and Coastal Cabana. So let's fold our small portion back. And then this one goes forward. And then this one comes forward. And this one comes forward. Okay. All right. So here we have crumb cake, coastal, and crumb cake. Okay, so that pattern is our kitchen pattern. And the back of the books, I think. Yes. So the back of the book pattern and the kitchen pattern. Okay, so this kitchen pattern needs to be 3 7/8 inch wide. So 3 7/8 wide. And then it needs to be 3 7/8 wide. And then I don't think that's wide enough. It's not, so that one's a scrap. Okay, and then we need 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. So I'll do 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. And then this one needs to be 3 7/8 by 3 3/8. Okay, and that's those patterns. And then last but not least, we have the Mossy Meadow and Secret Sea. Let's see, this one is slightly smaller. Back, forward, and then forward and back. There we go. All right, everything's burnished. Did I do that one wrong? I did that one wrong. This way and this way. Okay. All right, so then we have Mossy, Secret Sea, and Mossy. And that is our library pattern. And on the back, it's the kitchen pattern, which is this one here. So we'll see if we have some of these cut to the right side. Okay, so they need to be, it needs to be 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. So that's that front piece. And then we need 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. And then this pattern, let's see, that's 3 7/8, and it needs to be by 3 3/8. Look at that, we have a scrap perfectly fit. Okay, so you have a whole bunch of DSP left over, like a whole bunch. So you can make a lot more cards. Okay, I think that's it for the trimmer. We're gonna do all of our stamping and whatnot first, and then we'll do the assembly. Sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes we go card by card. But today we're gonna do it this way, because why not? Okay, we're gonna take this piece of patterned, specialty patterned paper, textured paper, And we're going to ink blend a little bit. And what we're going to ink blend is for 2 of the cards. I'm trying to find the 2. Let's see, 2 of the cards have a leaf on the front and 2 of them have them on the inside. So, okay, this one has it on the inside. It's this little die in the die set. Right here. These things. So we're going to ink blend some spaces on here, and then we're going to die cut from here after we've done some ink blending. So we need a space that is Secret C, and I didn't pull any of my inks, and Crumb Cake, and Mossy Meadow, and Garden Green. But I didn't pull my inks. Of course not. Let's see, Crumb Cake, Secret C, I must have somewhere else. Let's see, I said Garden Green, Mossy Meadow, and I gotta find Secret C. Okay, so I'm pulling these colors in. Pulling in these colors. Oh, and then also in your kit you have white for stamping. So you've got a bunch of white sheets for stamping. I don't put the white sheets in mine. We will stamp those in just a little bit. Okay, I have to somehow mute this for a second. I don't even know how. Okay. Okay, I don't know if my MacBook picked up that, but potentially. Okay, so we're going to ink blend some 4 spots on here. So one will be Secret C. So we're going to ink blend some Secret C onto here. And it's okay if it's a little sloppy because we're going to die cut from here. So not a big deal. Okay, and then we'll do some Garden Green. And then after we do the Garden Green, we'll do some Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to use the same, you know, I have a slightly darker blending brush. I'll use the slightly darker one for Mossy Meadow. Ooh, such a dark color. And then the last one is Crumb Cake. Now, when you do die cut this, oops, put my thumb right in it. When you die cut this paper, it does flatten out the texture a little bit. Not a ton, but it does a little. And the ink, I don't know why the camera always does this, but it's the ink is a lot more bright in person. Okay, so now we're going to take our dies, and there's 2 dies that fit these leaves, or that are for leaves. Whoops. Okay, my dies are a mess, and we're just going to pick, one here and one here, and then we'll die cut again on these. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and we'll die cut. I'm going to try to die cut everything together when it's time. Okay, we can work on our sentiments and our focal pieces. So there's these really fun dies here, and they all die cut out like the shapes that we're going to use. So we're going to stamp some things and then do our die cutting. You can also turn the ones that aren't tags into tags with these dies. So like these 3 you can turn into tags. These ones are already tags. Okay, so you're going to take your white. Let me find my piece of basic white here. I'm going to use scraps because why not? Okay, and like I said, I think I'm going to do my Stampin' Positioner tomorrow just because I'll do it live with you guys. Okay. And I'm still not feeling that well. I'm going to be really excited to use it, and I'm hoping that tomorrow I will feel better. So, okay, let's start with our first card. I'm just going to pull this one out. Okay, so we're going to stamp the You've Got This in Secret Sea, and You Deserve All the Good Things in Coastal Cabana. Okay, and we need to make sure that we leave enough space when we stamp so that we can die cut our sentiment out. So, where are my stamps? Here they are. All right, stamps. I'm gonna make a mess today. I just know it. I can feel it. I can feel the mess, like, transpiring. Okay, You've Got This. And You Deserve All the Good Things here. Okay, so this is Secret Sea and this is Coastal Cabana. So, okay, let me go get, I don't have Coastal Cabana. Coastal Cabana. So, we will ink this sentiment in Coastal Cabana. And you guys, I've used so much. I've used my Secret Sea so much, it already maybe needs to be re-inked. Isn't that crazy? Okay, I'm going to stamp again. You Deserve All the Good Things. I think twice is nice. Twice is nice for stamping. And these stamps in particular, they're really big with a lot of detail. So I definitely think a stamp positioner is best for them. Okay, and I totally double stamped that. Yeah, it's not too bad. We're gonna go with it. Okay, let me clean these off and let's see what we stamp next. All right. Well, the next one is the big Friends Like You Are Golden. It's this really big one. And that's Mossy Meadow. Okay, Mossy Meadow. Although we should have done this in like gold, right? We should have heat embossed it in gold since it's Friends Like You Are Golden. Okay, there's once, twice. This one might need to be stamped 3 times. My Mossy Meadow, no matter how much I re-ink it, it feels like it needs to be re-inked. I think I maybe need a new ink pad. Oh my god, I double stamped it. Try again. Okay, we're just gonna do it twice no matter what. If it doesn't stamp nicely after 2, we're going with 2 anyway. Okay, dealio. Dealio. Okay, that also double stamped, but you know what? I'm not redoing it. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that it's double stamping. I don't know why it is, and it's annoying me. Making me mad. Oh, maybe the new Stampin' Positioner won't do that. All right, then we need So Happy to Have You in My Life. That's this little guy. And then let's see if I can get Deep Breath, because why not? Deep Breath. Okay, so this So Happy to Have You in My Life is also Mossy Meadow. And this Deep Breath is Garden Green. Mossy Meadow. Garden Green. The That did not ink up very well. Hopefully we don't double stamp. You know what? My stamping may not look great today. I'm not in the mood to fix it. So it's going to be what it's going to be. All right, that looks fine. So happy to have you in my life, double stamped. How does it do that, you guys? It's making me really frustrated. Okay, now we need You're the Best, and that's going to be in Petal Pink. I have to trim this down. All right, so let's trim this down. Okay, You're the Best in Petal Pink. And then So Happy to Have You in My Life. That's in Crumb Cake. Oh, and then I'll need You're the Best again in a different color. Oh. Okay, So Happy to Have You in My Life is Crumb Cake. And You're the Best is Petal Pink. Okay, I'm gonna try to stamp again. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Maybe it's the stamps. I don't know. All right, and then we need You're the Best again in Coastal Cabana. So I can put this little guy back, and then You're the Best over here in Coastal Cabana. Then we do have a little bit more stamping, but we'll do that after we die cut here. There. All right. Then we'll die cut. Okay, so let's look at what everything needs to be die cut with. I maybe should not have done that. Don't cut it at an angle. I'm gonna go with it, but okay, so some of these are pretty obvious what they need to be cut with. So like this gets cut with this. Let me get some tape. Deep breath. So tape that one in place. This You're the Best gets cut like this. Oh, I think we might need a different You're the Best. This You're the Best actually gets cut with the little one. I'm going to do it this way. You're the Best. Okay, and then like this one obviously gets cut with this one. And then what does this little one get cut with? Oh, that gets cut with this one. So happy to have you in my life. Okay, and then I don't think I used this big one at all. I didn't. Okay, so let's die cut some of this stuff. All right, so I have this can be cut, and this can be cut, and then these can be cut to these like this. Okay, and then we'll come back and die cut some more. So this one, see how cute those are when you die cut those? I think they're pretty cute. All right, and then let's see what else we have. So we have, we'll lay out everything when it's all die cut. This one, just be gentle with your tape, and this one, so that's garbage, and this one. Okay, so I have another You're the Best, and that goes this way. Yeah, I'm gonna see if the magnets just work. So happy to have you in my life was supposed to be this, but I have it, I cut it funny. Okay, so this is supposed to be die cut with this. So happy to have you in my life. I'm gonna cut it with this because I messed up. Okay, and then, oh no, I'm gonna cut it with this because I want to die cut that one. It's just gonna be a weird shape. We're just gonna go with it. And then this one. No, I'll do it correct. Okay, and then these can get this one and this one. Great. I lost the cap of my water. It literally fell behind the cabinet. That's just how life works, right? Okay. Just how life works. All right, there's our garden green leaves. Here's our other leaves. Okay, so now we need to do this one and this one. So this one I'll cut like this. And where'd the oval go? Here it is. You deserve all the good things. All right, then we're done stamping and die cutting, and we can assemble. Which the assembly is really just a lot of repetitive gluing. Because the cards are the same layout, just different DSPs and whatnot, different sentiments. Okay. Let me get my dies out of the way. They're sticking to my magnets really good. Okay, so let's look at everything we have. Okay, so we've got our 4 leaves that we ink blended and die cut. And we have a whole bunch of sentiments, okay? So here's our sentiments. You don't have to do these sentiments. You could do different ones, but this is what we did. So there'll be 2 for each card, okay? So one kind of on the outside and one on the inside. And then we have our 3 little banners that I'll show you how we're gonna put them on. And then we can put everything onto the cards. So let's glue all of our mats and DSP down first. And then I think we'll come back and do our sentiments. Okay, so the DSP portion is pretty easy. The DSP just gets glued to the coordinating mat. And I would use liquid glue if I were you. For the sake of video, I'm just going to use tape runner. But just know that I normally use liquid glue. I like that liquid glue gives you wiggle room so that when you're lining up things like a mat, you can tell, you just get a little bit of wiggle room, right, to get it exactly in the center. Okay, this back one, the whole piece of it gets adhered right in the center there. Okay. And now these pieces, they're going to overhang these score lines. This one's going to overhang this score line, and the front is going to overhang this score line. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to put tape on the first panel and the third panel. That way I can make sure that I'm not putting glue on the mat where it shouldn't be. So just make sure you have your 3 7/8 inch side on the correct, up along the top here. Okay, and yes, I have the top turned to the left just so that I can assemble it. Okay, so here's the basic of the card. Okay, and this does fit. It is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so that's the first one. Now we'll repeat the exact same thing on the rest of the 3 cards. So DSP, and my tape runner is crooked. I had to rip out a whole tape runner refill. I had just put it in there and it wasn't working. It like got bound up on itself, and no matter what I did, it wouldn't work. I tried like winding it by hand. Tape runner kind of drives me nuts, to be honest. It does not work well with me. All right, so I'll put tape runner here, and then skip the little panel, tape runner, skip the little panel, tape runner, or glue. Okay, and put these in the center. Make sure you have these, the 3 7/8 in the right spot, and then make sure all of your DSP is in the correct orientation. All right, so there's this one. I put a little bit of tape under there on accident. Okay, all right, then we'll do this one. I can't wait for this weekend. Who are you guys rooting for the Super Bowl? Do you care? Do you watch the Super Bowl? We do. Is it the Eagles? The Eagles and the Patriots? I think I want the Eagles to win because I think they're the underdogs, but I also think that the Patriots have a new quarterback and it's like his rookie year. So I don't know. That would be cool too. So I don't know who I want to win. I don't really care. My son and my husband love watching football together. My son knows so much about football, it's not even funny. Like, I don't know anything about football and the football players, and yeah, I don't know much about it, but he sure does. And he's only 8, going on 9, and he knows so much about football. He knows what stuff is called and like how they play, and I don't know any of that. Although I also don't take the time to know, so why would I, right? I suppose if I took the time to know. It's just not my cup of tea. He does play football, my son, but I'm very confused when he plays. I always have to ask, why did they do that? Like, what did they do that for? Or why'd they make that call? I don't understand. Like, I thought they could do that 5 minutes ago, but now they can't? I don't know. All right. So those are the basics of the cards, guys. Okay, so they're just 4 different patterns and 2 different orientations. 2. Oh, and you know what? I did this one standing up. I did them all standing up. We could have cut them the other way so that they weren't all standing up. I cut them so that they're all standing up. I just cut them all the same. All right, well, if you want to cut them so that 2 of them go the other direction, you can, because that's how I cut your DSP. I guess the way I cut your DSP, you can do them whichever way you want. So if you want to cut them, if you want 2 of them or any of them facing this way instead of this way, just look at the guidebook, I guess. And I have the tall and wide measurements listed out. So really the only thing that changes is the only one that matters direction-wise is this bottom piece, because it's 3 7/8 inch wide and 2 3/8 inch tall. So this one and this one you can rotate. It doesn't matter. They're non-directional. So this one can be rotated. So this one is the only one you really have to pay attention to. All right. Sorry. All right. I haven't been quite feeling myself. So, all right, let's see. Let's lay out what sentiments. So this one gets the garden green and the petal pink. And then the kitchen one gets this so happy to have you in my life and you're the best. And the office one also gets so happy to have you in my life. And friends like you are golden, and that means our bookshelf one or our library one gets you've got this and you deserve all the good things. Okay, and then let's spread out our little leaves. So okay, the garden green one goes with the spa, and this crumb cake one goes with the kitchen, and the mossy meadow one goes with the little office, and the secret sea one goes with the library. And then we're going to do our banners, and we're going to cut one of our banners in half. And the one that we're going to cut in half is this one that has the 2 banners that are the same on either side, right here. We're going to cut it right in half and split it between the 2 cards. So, okay, for that piece, one of them goes with friends like you are golden, and the other one goes with you're the best, the kitchen. And then you can just pick which one these ones go to. It doesn't really matter. The other 2. Okay. All right, let's put everything on. Okay. So I'm going to start with this one here. These are all going to get dimensionals. Oh my goodness, I'm down to scraps. Okay, so let's put dimensionals on these. Right here. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. And here. And here. I'm going to use up all these edges because why not, right? And here. Okay, and I'll peel the backers off. Okay, so this is on our inside. So let's do our outside one first. So friends like you are golden, and it's going to go off to the left just a little bit. Okay, and then this will go right in the center. Or maybe I'll put it slightly to the right. So happy to have you in my life. Okay, now this little piece is going to get glued here. So let's get some glue on here. And you can use reverse tweezers if you want. So happy to have you in my life. And then this is going to get kind of tucked back here. I'm going to trim it off a little bit. You could also stick it out the bottom if you wanted. You could try that. That's cute. It's like a little tail. Okay. All right, and we'll add our ribbon in just a little bit. Okay. That's cute. Okay, let's do this one. So we need dimensionals. And maybe we'll tie our ribbon first so that we can put our we can put it behind our sentiment here. I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so this is our inside our inside sentiment. So happy to have you in my life, with our little leafy guy. Did any of you do the virtual card retreat? Was that last weekend? No, the weekend before. Thursday, Friday. I suppose that's not a weekend. All right, let's take some ribbon. You get a lot of ribbon this time because we're going to take the ribbon and tie it in a bow over here. So we're going to grab it here, tie it in a bow. I didn't do the virtual card retreat. I was too busy. Okay, so now that we have our ribbon on, we're gonna hold the ribbon in place with "You're the Best" and add our little tag here. I had too much going on. I'm glad I didn't sign up for it. I just had so much going on. Okay. All right, so there's that one. And we should have done our ribbon on the last one so that we could have tucked it under the "You Are Golden." But I didn't do that. So it's just going to go over it this time. Friends like you are golden. You can try to tuck it in there. Okay. All right. Yeah, the virtual card retreat looks fun. I know you can buy the one of the bundles, and maybe you can still buy the retreat. I guess I don't even know. Can you still buy the retreat? I know you're not live. You can't answer me. You can tell me tomorrow. If we're live, we'll be live tomorrow. You can tell me tomorrow if you can buy it. I don't know. I did see that like the last chance list got updated and the advent calendar went on sale. So I did see that one on sale. There was a lot added to the last chance list, I think. So if you haven't taken a look, taken a peek, you should go take a gander. I think it's got a lot of stuff on it. A lot of stuff I'm sad to see on it already, but I guess that's how life goes. And you know what I decided? When we do class, just because something is gone, like, we're still gonna do it. Why not, right? Because so many of us, oops, I forgot to add our, so many of us buy this stuff, and I think we should use our stuff. So just because it's retired doesn't mean that we can't use it, right? I know you won't be able to buy it, so I'll have to come up with like an alternative for you to use. I need to turn down my brightness. I don't really know how to do that. I'll have to do that later, before tomorrow's live. My brightness is too bright. And it's funny because I'm in a basement, and I don't get a lot of sunlight. But depending on the sun outside, it really does change how... It really does change the brightness in here. You wouldn't think it does, but it really does. So... Alright, let's tie that one over to this side. So you see why you got a little bit extra ribbon in this class? Because we use more. Oops, I just dropped my, hold on, I dropped my sentiment. It got stuck to my sleeve and then fell on the ground. That's this. You've got this. I forget what I was saying, but okay, and then we'll do our embellishments. And I like to go a little wild with embellishments. I like to do an odd number, and you get a whole bunch in the pack. Oh, it's a little bit of an avalanche over there. Yeah, I really need to change the brightness. Okay, where's my take your pick tool? I can't turn my bucket here. I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but I have a bucket over here. I can't turn it because I have too much junk out, and my take your pick tool is stuck. There we go. All right, so let's put embellishments. Okay, so there's like espresso, pecan pie maybe, cherry cobbler. I don't know what color blue that is. Not a blue that's in here. It's pretty. Okay, let's do, we're just gonna put 5. I don't know, guys. I'm just gonna make it up as I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so there's the first card. Okay, you've got this. Maybe I need this advice. Maybe I need to take this advice. Okay, so now there's not really any pink or green, but let's do this pecan and the dark, whatever, espresso-y. And then down here I'll do this pecan-y one and I guess espresso-y, and we'll do a little blue one just because. Okay. All right, number 2. All right, now this one, I really wish we had green. We're gonna do reds. I don't think I used reds in very much, but you know what? Why not? Red and pecan, and let's do a big brown and a little blue, and then let's do a little red. I like these red ones. I think this is what goes with this suite. Maybe I picked the wrong embellishments, you guys. Maybe these aren't the embellishments that go with it. I think they are. All right, a blue and a red. I love the color of that coffee maker. It's so cute. And that one and a brown. And let's do a little a little brown. Yeah, I love the color of that coffee maker. All right, there we go. Okay, so I put tape on that one where I shouldn't. So where do you write? You can write your whole sentiment on the back. You have a whole back to write on. That's why I did the white card base, because I didn't want to do a little white piece right here. I thought it covered up too much of the DSP, and this DSP is too cute to cover up in my opinion. So that's why I did thick white card bases, so that you guys can see them, so that you have a place to write your sentiment on the back there. Okay guys, well that's what I have for today, and we'll be live again. I am live, but not for you. We'll be live for real tomorrow for class. We're gonna make a fun card with coffee and cards, and I'm doing something a little bit different where we're gonna be live, and what I make live for class, like we're gonna make a card from start to finish completely live. I'm not really gonna do a lot of prep. I guess I might do just a teensy weensy bit of prep, but we're gonna just see how it goes. We're gonna be a little more go with the flow and not so planned, and see what happens. And I think I do have a card planned, but if things change on the fly, then they change on the fly. Okay. All right. Well, I think this stamp set is really cute. I love the sentiments. It's different, it's unique, and it pairs really well with the paper. But really, you can use any sentiments you want. You don't need to use these sentiments. So any large sentiment would work perfectly fine, or any shaped die with a sentiment stamped on it. So that's what I would do if you don't have this stamp set. Okay guys, well thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you again next time. Thanks. Take care. Bye now.